rehab out the pitch and in the gym, and then when he went back into full training he developed a bit of tendinopathy in his Achilles. So myself and Sam, the sports scientist, have been working together to get him back to a point that he's still able to train, but managing his load enough that his tendon pain is under control. So he's now at a point where he's training without pain, but he's just getting daily manual treatment just to keep us off for things, and he's doing tailored plyometric warm-up for 4 sessions as well. So he's in a good place at the moment. How we go?
Yeah, mate. Holding to you.
Are you putting the background tunes in it, or are you leading it in?
Tell me why ain't nothing but a lie. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way.
You like that? What?
That alright? Simon Marty, baby. Simon Marty, oh.
to line his toe up with one of the lines and touch his knee in the wall without bringing his heel up. So it just gives us a kind of objective measure of the range in his ankle, and we compare it left and right. What's that today? 9?
Yeah, 9.
Yeah. So just coming up a wee bit. Let's see 10. Good. So when Peter first came out of the boot, he was at 3. Other side, uninjured side was 10, and we're now getting to the point where the gap's closing, and he's almost at equal, so he's done very well in the past few weeks. Good, Peter. So I'd say that you're in that point between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. With Peter's rehab, we've split it up into trying to touch on every aspect of getting him back onto the pitch. So the first component of his session will be just a kind of warm up, trying to get some isometric contractions through his legs as well as some mobility movements. He'll then go into some gait mechanics stuff where that will be in preparation for returning to running. And then he'll do some plyometrics. The stage he's at with his plyometrics, they're low level. It's all about teaching him how to land and absorb forces. And then after that, he'll go into his strength component of the session, which is focusing on, although it's his foot and ankle that needs to strengthen, we strengthen his entire lower body to prevent any injuries when he does return. So he'll work throughout his legs, and then at the end we'll just focus a bit more on that calf weakness that he's developed since his operation. So, and then with Jake's just kind of a bit of a shorter term injury, not been off his feet for any considerable time, so he's just working on maintaining the strength in his legs until he's at that point where he can go back out to run once his pain settles.
Euan, thanks very much for joining us, and thank you for letting us shadow you this morning. Can you talk us through what a normal day in the life of a physio is at a football club?
Yeah, so we're based at Lockinch on training days, and the day will start with a staff meeting. So that's the coaches, myself and the sports scientist, and we'll just discuss player availability, and if there's any changes with the players that are injured and where they're up to. We ask the players to complete a wellness report every morning just to give a rating on their sleep, their stress, their muscle soreness and their fatigue. So we'll have a look at that and see if there's anything that we need to take into consideration from the previous day's training, and if that changes things. So I'll work quite closely with the sports scientist, and we'll discuss if anyone needs to have their session adapted in any way. So once we finish that, I'll head up the stairs into my room and I'll start treating players that are going to be training for the day. That's normally tapings or massage or any kind of manual therapy that they might require to get them in a place that they can train. Once training starts, then I'll start seeing the boys that are on in rehab, so the longer term injury ones. We've got a couple at the moment in there that are doing very well. Not quite at a stage where they're out in the pitch yet, so they'll get a bit of assessment and treatment first, and then they'll be on the bike doing a session on that. Then once we've done that, we'll have a lunch, and then we'll head up to Lesser Hamden to use the gym. So the boys that are in rehab will then head up there, and any other player that's training that maybe needs a bit of treatment, I'll see them up at Lesser Hamden. So boys in the gym will do sessions tailored to their injury. They've each got different components that they need to work on, so that's the kind of focus in those sessions. And then when the boys are finished in the gym, that will be then my time to do my admin work. So I need to create a daily injury report. So every player that is in rehab or that I've had to give treatment to, I'll give a report, and I'll send that to the wider team just so that they're up to date with everything, and then I'll send an availability report for the following day's session. And that's about the basis of my day.
It's obviously a vital role at any club, and as we've seen this morning, there's a funny side to it in terms of the banter with the players. What do you enjoy most about the role?
Yeah, so I mean, I absolutely love the job. I've worked part-time in football before and worked in the NHS in the hospital setting, which has benefited me greatly, but I've always wanted to be in a sport environment. I like the fast-paced element of it. There's a lot of pressure to it, but I enjoy it. I mean, the days are long a lot of the time, but it's rewarding, especially when you've got a player who's been in rehab for a long period and you can see them back out training and playing. It's quite rewarding. But also the players, I think they see the physiotherapy as like a place where they can come and relax, and it's difficult with COVID because we need to be strict on who's in the room, but there's always I always try and keep it quite light-hearted, and my door's always open if anyone needs to speak to me. So I definitely enjoy the relationships that I build with the players.
And you touched on COVID there. How challenging has that made your job over the last 18 months or so?
Yeah, I mean, it's made everyone's life difficult, but we've stuck to the rules, and I think that we've done very well through the past 18 months. The boys are they follow the rules closely, and it does. It's I suppose it has made things a bit different. I've yet to experience full-time football without COVID, so I'm looking forward to that. But when that will be, we don't quite know yet.
Thanks for your time, Euan.
No problem, sure.